All right, guys. So we are going to dive into your why and why it fuels you and your accountability drives you. Um, Everybody got me why letters. So thank you so much. I mean, weeks ago, but uh, appreciate that. So, like I've talked to everybody about, your why is what's in here, right? Like that's what's going to get you going, especially like when commitment, like we talked about, having that commitment level, creating those habits, and the commitment level is like, hey, like this is my Navy SEAL, like I'm planted, I'm committed to the process, I'm committed like a Navy SEAL. Ready to put my life on the line to stay committed to this thing long after the feelings have passed. And then, it's like the bamboo tree and the plane, all that good stuff, right?
Mhm.
But then your why's there to reiterate, like, hey, like when you're having a hard day, when your day's tough, I don't know what you guys have done with your letters, if you have them around or if you just threw it away. I have all your letters. So it would be very beneficial for you to go hang up your Y letter somewhere in your home, whether it's in your bathroom, by an office, in your truck, in your vehicle, something that you're going to spend, again, habit. You want to compound these habits, you want to make it easier for yourself. So, for instance, you're in your vehicle every single day. You're going to be in your bathroom every single day. You're going to be in your kitchen every single day, by the faucet, anywhere that you can see where your Y letter is. And then what you want to do immediately, I'm going to make this homework, is you need to get a photo, a couple of photos. One photo needs to be of um, a particular time where you loved yourself the most. And no, James, not that beautiful, sexy man that we all saw that you that you showed us last Tuesday. But uh yeah, so you want to have a photo of like, hey man, like this is when I felt the best, right? Like this is like, at least I felt like I was the best. That could have been in high school, it could have been like a year ago, it could have been like when you did some challenge, you went on some vacation, you got
Oh man.
married, whatever the heck it was. Just like we want to have some type of like correlation between like emotional, psychological trigger. Okay. Then you want to have a photo of somebody that you admire. I know you want to use me, but you can't. I'm just joking. You can't, you really can if you want, but because I'm your coach, I get it. But you want to get somebody that you admire, somebody that you're like, man, I would love to look like that. It could be a freaking fitness model. It could be somebody that's just not like even that like ripped or chiseled or whatever the heck it is. Just somebody that you admire. It could be an actor. It could be a model. It could be a fitness professional. It could be somebody that you're close to, a relative. Maybe you shouldn't have a photo of them up hanging around, but you know, but somebody you admire, right? Somebody that like, even if you just go on Google, right? Go on Google, you'll find somebody that, like, man, that's a physique that I love. That's a physique I really admire. Like, I'm like, man, I would love that, even if you feel like it's not like in your heart and soul to get there, but like that's something that you can look towards to. Like that's your inspiration, right? Um, Mine, for instance, is Sean Harley, right? He is the owner of Rock Solid Nutrition, but I've admired his physique. I mean, there's so many amazing physiques out there, so many. Like his is not even the best, right? But I've loved his physique so much to the point where like I worked with him because I was like, hey man, like you are who you surround yourself with. People are you're a byproduct of your environment. So, I hired this guy. Like, I was like, I wanted to work with him. I want to be around him. Like, just for coaching purposes. I was like, hey, I want to get around you more. I even did a bunch of like free supplement stuff for him, like in the high V's. Like, he can't pay me a dime. Like, I just wanted to be around him, you know? But that was somebody that I admired. And then you want to take a photo. The next one is you want to take a photo of yourself currently, and you want to put that crop duster right up there. Okay. So now you're gonna have three photos and a why letter. This is important because your why is gonna, hey, remind you like, why am I really doing this? I could give a rat's ass, honestly, that you want to get in shape. I gave a rat's ass that you want to, I just want to be healthy. Like, okay, cool story. Tell it at a campfire. Like, there's these people that do these long Ironmans and these bike things and all. I just watched the other day. This guy ended up healthiest guy in the world, dude. No health problems, all hereditary. He's riding his bike one day. I mean, the healthiest guy. I mean, look great in his 40s. Freaking had a heart attack, bro. Had to go get open heart surgery. He's healthy his whole entire life. He didn't even eat fast food his whole life. It was pretty incredible. But the fact that that happened to him, it's like, cool, you can be healthy. All right, congratulations. You can be healthy and still get a disease. You can be healthy your whole life and something tragic can still happen with your health, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that's why this whole why comes into place. Like, do you want to do it because like you want to be an example for others? Do you do it because like, no, I really do want to feel the benefits of being healthy? Or no, I really like, I love the feelings the gym gives me. No, I like to harden myself because I want to be a hard individual. Like I want to harden my body. I want to do hard things. I seek hard things because I want to be hard, right? I want to be a hard individual. And whatever that is, that's what that why is going to determine. It's going to help you on your hard days, right? Reading that letter and not just going through it, but reflecting on it. You're like, what is it? You are 80% more likely. Actually, no, it's higher than that. It's 90%. Yeah, it's 80% is the other part. 90% more likely to reach your goals. What is it? 19 times faster if you write it down and you read it every single day. 19 times more. That is a huge, drastic, like, that's huge. And then out of the 90% of you reaching your goals, the 10% is your accountability, right? Um, Getting with somebody to say, hey, here's what I've set out to do. Can you hold me to this? Right? That's what the community's here for. That's what the community's here for. That's what we are here for. That's what I'm here for. But with your why letter and your three photos and determining like what is this like outcome that I want, you're also going to be issued accountability partners. So there's going to be your new partner going forward. So they're going to be there and you guys need to follow up. I'm going to have a little bit of a homework assignment. I'll have a PDF to send out to you guys too, that you guys will be able to do together. So yeah, you're going to have your weekly check-in with coach, right? You're going to have your weekly check-in. We'll have our weekly group calls. You have your normal calls, but this is specifically for you guys. Like, this is like, hey man, like I saw your why letter and I'm going to hold you to that. There's nothing like failing yourself. Who cares? I do it all the time. You know, I'll be honest. Like, it's so much easier to sit there and fail yourself than it is to like fail somebody who's like rooting for you. You can fail yourself all day. When you start failing guys in this community, that's on you.
Mm-hmm.
You're the one that's got to go to bed at the end of the night. When the lights come on and nobody's around, exactly who you are. You know, you know exactly who you are at the end of the night. And like when you're coming in your check-ins and it's been a month, it's been 2 months, we're going to second phase, third phase, and you get the graduation date if you're still on here, because people fall off all the time. I've been doing this so damn long. And you get the graduation day, if you make it, if you get to graduation day and you sit there and you're not where you want to be, everybody's gonna look at you and you're gonna feel it because you know why? You're gonna go, oh, we're all gonna go, oh, we know who you are at night. We all know who you were being when nobody was looking.
Mm-hmm.
Those decisions are a reflection, right? Of everything, every choice you made, right? And that why has really got to hold you there. That accountability partners got to hold you there. This community's got to hold you there. Now you just got to follow the plan, right? You got to follow the plan. You got a vision. You know where you're going. You just got to do the work. Um, but your decisions are going to ignite the explosion of change that is going to happen. Okay, but it's those habits every single day that are going to lead up to that. So I'm going to share my screen here. Let me know if you guys can see it. CJ's hopping on.
Hello.
Hey, what's up? Oh, you just missed the good stuff.
That's okay. I was talking to somebody.
Oh, you're good. Yeah, you're good. I was just on my awesome spiel.
So you missed the good stuff.
Did I?
Yeah.
Hey, just to let you know, I'm gonna have a backup link. I'll post in the chat just in case we
Okay.
run out of time. But if anybody wants to hop back on, this is going to be kind of a long one because we're going over whys and stuff. But we're going to be issuing accountability partners tonight as well. But I was just kind of going over why is this important to you? If you get some time, I just want to be respectful of everybody's time, and I know you have stuff going on. So, but just watch the first 5 or 10 minutes when I post a recording. Let's talk about that.
Okay.
You guys see my screen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So accountability partners. Who here? Who has their why? Does anybody have their why with them?
I don't.
I do.
Or somebody that could pull the like. Okay, so here's the thing. I got all your whys right here. Okay. I just need to know. There's like some of these like I've looked over every single one of these multiple times, but I don't. Some of them I have a hard time reading. So like you guys know your own language. It's more for you. It's more for you than it is for me. So I could read my own handwriting. It looks like it's like Hebrew language, but I can understand it. But who does have their Y letter?
I do.
Mario, you got yours?
I've got
Yeah.
mine.
Mike, you got yours? Okay. Well, I'll have you guys kind of like, and whoever else, I'll have you guys like read yours out too in a minute, if that's okay. Um, Again, I don't want this like, oh, like we're all here on the same journey, right? And I just want it doesn't there's no your whys doesn't matter if it feels like it's inadequate or it's small, or maybe it feels like oh somebody else's why was just like yeah that was a good why. Like you just got to have something, right? You got to start somewhere, and that why will develop right as we go through the process of change, right? That's the catalyst of change, right? Is going through the process and you'll redevelop that as you go, and you go, like it'll just change, right? Like compared to not being in shape and then being really in shape, you're gonna have a whole different why. And like, man, like I love what this has done to me. And then more importantly, it'll be like people will be asking you like, why I've grown this passion for like helping others, with their transformation or whatever it may be, right? But again, your why will change, whatever it may be. But I just, if people can share on that'd be great. But for accountability partners, I think I got everybody on here for the most part. Matt and Mario are going to be each other's accountability partner. Okay. Again, just to follow up, CJ, we'll have our weekly coaching calls. We'll have our weekly check-ins, but this is going to be specific. Like you'll have homework assignments to do with each other to follow up. Because there's nothing worse like failing somebody else. You can fail yourself all day. But Matt and Mario, you'll be accountability partners. Now, if you're absolutely like, hey, I don't know, nobody really knows everybody in here too well. So if you're like, hey, I want to, there's somebody else I was more interested in. That's fine, cool, that's fine. But these would be your accountability partners. So just, follow up on these guys. Now, if your accountability partner is not doing their portion, like just be transparent and honest with me, your coach. I'm not gonna go like throw you under the bus or call them out, but I will have like a conversation with them, and then we'll maybe try to bring that out in like a group format, because it's really important that we hold each other accountable. Okay, like what's the point of putting all this time, money, resources, and energy into all this to just and then sit here at freaking 8 o'clock at night to do all this crap and then not be a man of your word? How stupid, right? So, anyways, Matt and Mario, you would be accountability partners. James and CJ, you would be accountability partners. Okay.
Sweet.
Okay.
Dante and Todd, you'll be accountability partners. I thought this through really well. So, if you're not okay with them, I'll tell you all right. Peterson and Jason will be accountability partners. Jeff and John will be accountability partners. And then Michael and Brett will be accountability partners. Did we lose somebody? Lost somebody. Everybody okay with that?
Sure.
Cool.
Bet.
Yes, sir.
Cool. Did you get that, Mario? I saw you kind of logged out for a second.
Yeah, it just like I was looking forward to try and get back into the app, and swiping up, I swiped hard, a little too hard.
Oh, gotcha.
and they had closed it. So
Cool. All right, cool. So who where are we at on time? I think we're good on time for a little bit longer.
8:13.
Okay. I got a backup link, so just y'all be prepared. It'll tell me when it'll give us like a 10-minute countdown. So I just need to pay the stupid $15. Who wants to share? Somebody like to share?
I can.
You got yours?
No, I don't got it, but I know what my drive is and
Okay.
everything.
Here, I'll pull yours up right now. Is that cool?
Yeah, man.
Can you see that? You want me to zoom in?
No, that's good. I can, but I can I kind of know it because I deal with it every day. So
Okay, cool. Yeah, go for it, bro.
I wrote this why letter because I struggle like every day. Might get a little emotional, but
You're good, man.
Good, brother.
it's all good, man. We're all here for you, buddy. You're there too? Yeah, my son says he's there for you too.
well, I deal with a lot of anger due to my son dying. But if what happens is if I don't control it, I'll lash and I want to rip everybody's head off. So this is my out. So this is why I got to stay in it. And I push myself because that's what encourages me to stay sane. Honestly, I mean, and you guys can kind of read the letter too. I mean, it's a little rough, but there's other issues as well that I deal with, but mainly that. So it's been a rough climb, honestly. So this is, like I said, this is something I need. This is something I push for, and I have to be able to let myself go and take all my frustrations out on the iron, because otherwise it'd be everybody else and I'll just push everybody and everything out of my life. So that's why it's really nice to have guys like you and everybody that, whether you're my accountability partner now or just being in the group, I know you're all going to be there and be very understanding. So, but that's what I got to do. I gotta do that. That's kind of the short end of things, but that's what I got to share. And I appreciate you guys, honestly. I mean, I know you guys got a lot of things going on in your life too, that I don't know that you struggle and fight with, but, I understand the hurt and the frustrations. So, I'm not, I'm turned 50 in a couple months. I may be not as young as you guys, or I'm not as old as you guys. I don't really know your ages, but I just know that if I don't stay in it and be dedicated to something, my life would be a mess.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing.
Thanks for sharing. Proud of you. Love you. Yeah, that
That was a powerful message.
Mhm.
yeah, that takes a lot of strength, and more strength than you just doing your burpees, okay, that I saw. Thanks for sharing, dude. Do you mind I guess just breaking down a little bit more of your letter here on just is there anything else that you want to kind of just share as for accountability, maybe for that, the anger and frustrations and oh cool. This is a very good place to start, James.
What's that?
So it's a good place to start, again, just talking about earlier, on the phone. I mean, when we just started, um, watching your vulnerability, your emotion, and your pain.
Mm,
Pain can be fuel, right?
right.
We know that. It's like a butterfly, right? A butterfly, when it's in a cocoon, the only way it becomes a beautiful butterfly, I know this is cheesy, but it has to go through the pain of pushing the blood and the fluid into the wings. That's why it takes such a long time for it to push out. If it doesn't and somebody helps it out, it can't do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But your pain can be your fuel, and having that letter up there and just watching your response in that can really help, over time, create a positive reflection and a positive um, um, reinforcement to what this letter even means to you, and what it means when you're dealing with this. So if there's also something else that is maybe a little more inspiring to you besides of just like, hey, I want to find a physique, right? This is deeper than that. By all means, if there's it's like a vision board, right? Like put that up there for yourself. If it's you feeling like but putting a beach up there helps you because it feels like, hey, I just want to get to the feeling of feeling like I'm on a beach every day and not like feeling like I want to uh, punch somebody's face in, right?
Right.
So, yeah. So that's good. Thanks for sharing, bro.
Yeah, man.
Um, Anybody else would like to share their why? I got your whys up here, so if you want,
Yeah.
pull it up, or if somebody's already, I could pull it up and then you can read it if you can see it. I don't know how blurry, if it's clear on the screen or what you guys are on, but
Well, I can share mine.
who is that? Mario?
Mark. Yeah.
Cool, cool. How about this? Let's do this real quick. I hate this is so inconvenient. Why don't we, why don't I post this new one real quick? That way we don't cut you off while you're reading your why. And
Okay.
let me post this new one real quick. And then this new link. Is everybody okay with that?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Stop screen share. Okay.
I'm gonna go over and see my parents here pretty soon.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, tell them I say hi.
Will do.
Cool. Let's thanks guys. I appreciate it. I also appreciate you guys getting on this call this late. Means a lot. Shows that you don't make excuses, and it also shows that you're being coachable and you're willing to pivot. So, really appreciate it. Nothing like client chaos that drives me nuts. Gosh.
Do I yell at Todd now or later?
Oh yeah, he said he was going to be on. So, yeah. Oh, that's right. You know Todd. Yeah, that's right. I keep thinking. Yeah, that's right. Cool. All right, cool. Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah.
Cool. And Mario, you were going for it, right?
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
Sorry, mine was sideways.
Oh, you're right here. Okay. It's in front of my camera. All right, I'm gonna try to flip this thing too. I think I could flip it. Can I flip it? Can you see it? Do you have your Y in front of you?
Yeah, I have it. I have it in front of
Okay,
me.
cool. That's cool. As long as we kind of hear it, we can kind of all everybody just yeah, go for
Yeah.
it.
Sorry about that. Yeah. So I had to go upstairs because some of the stuff the kids don't know yet.
Yeah.
But I wanted to get, I want to get in shape for my kids. I want to be around for them. I had a cancer scare last year, and God blessed me with healing. And I want to make good on that blessing and take my health seriously. I want to be able to take my kids out to nature more and want to be able to physically able to handle it as I get older. I have issues with food more than anything, especially during the stress of this past year with the cancer and the divorce. Uh, I tend to do the opposite of overeating. I avoid eating when I'm stressed. And that leads to usually binge eating one meal a day, and usually it's unhealthy. So I usually sacrifice sleep and I overwork. I'm definitely I have workaholic tendencies.
Oh, amen, brother. I got that too.
Yeah. So I mean, I've been yelled at by a commander before because it was like 3 a.m. and he had walked in because he had an early meeting and he thought I was getting to work at that time as well until he realized that I hadn't even left yet. And so, it goes to that kind of extreme with me. The pattern has worn me down, of course. And then, if I think that definitely had something to do with the cancer scare, and it was enough to get me motivated to really want to make changes. So I just want to feel healthy and fit and finally have good habits that I can feel proud of.
Nice.
That you can feel proud of. I love that, man. Yeah, and for your kids, it's really big.
Heck yeah.
I love it, bro.
Yep.
Thanks for sharing that, brother.
Yeah, thank you for
Thank you.
sharing. Great. Um, yeah, you're in the Air Force, right?
Yeah,
What's
I've
up?
always had the I've always been able to, pass my fitness test no problem, but there's certain other things of my health that just aren't good.
Yeah,
Like you said earlier, you could be at a certain level of fitness and still catch something, still get something. And,
absolutely. Hmm.
my cancer issue was with the colon, and a lot of it is also due to diet. So,
Gut health, yeah. Yeah, and stress. I mean, um, research shows that actually stress itself is the number one killer in America. So, I mean, that's why it's like 40% of all heart attacks happen on Monday in the
wow.
US. People die because they're so stressed out going to their jobs, their daily life. But it happens Monday because the weekend's off, right? Back into the scroll things. So, yeah, stress is the number one killer, though. It causes your body to be out of an alignment. I mean, more than just a hormonal uh, of factors that happen with your body, like cortisol and stuff. But I mean, it just puts you like that's what disease stands for. Disease. Your body's at a dis-ease, right? A dis-ease. So that comes from stress. And yeah, I mean, it's not that any, but it makes it worse. When you're stressed out, you typically get sick faster, get a cold, you catch something when it rains, it pours, right? So, yeah, being really conscious about your stress levels and making sure you're being positive and you're being resilient to things. And again, like a great outlet is obviously working out. It's a really great outlet for stress, being more emotionally aware. Um, Sex it's great for that too. A lot of things, but diet can help too. But yeah, well, good for you, man. I'm glad that you're making change and you're wanting to be conscious to this and do it for your kids and yourself and be proud of yourself and move forward. So thanks for sharing, bro.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Anybody else?
I can share mine.
Cool. Okay. Okay. Can you see that? Is that enough?
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. So, you know, my why runs, just kind of, looking to be a good example. I want to, wake up every day and, love the person I am and show up for my family. I got my little brother and sister that live in a different state when I moved out to Nebraska. My brother just turned 16 yesterday. My sister's 13. Um, and I've always been one to try and just go ahead and show other people what, you know, things they can kind of look up to. And I want to be a role model for them. Um, Isabel, she's my girlfriend now, but I want her to be my life partner. I want to be, her rock. I want to be the best man I can for her. For the future as well, and basically my career. I have an influence on a lot of younger guys and older guys as well. Um, that I just kind of they look up to me, because I'm their boss, even though I'm younger and I'm only 24. I'm still leading these 40-year-old guys to teach them how to you know navigate their lives a little bit better. And I want to make sure that I'm always to be a role model, you got to be someone that you look inwards at as your own role model. And long story short, that's my right there, my why.
That's
Awesome.
great, man.
I appreciate it.
Thanks for sharing. Yeah, dude, I love that your career is tied into that as well. Like, that again, like we talked about earlier, you're a byproduct of your environment. And I love that that you can influence people, and even people that are maybe a little bit older than you in the journey. But um, that's great because you can influence their health and impact them in a lot of ways that could save their life, to be honest, right? And that all comes from getting your shit together, and like you're trying to do now, and it just ended up all working out. And you want to be a better, you want to be a good future husband that can have the energy, and I think a lot of guys miss that when they get into their marriage, like kind of just let it go because they're married, or life and stress and everything just catches up, and it's just kids and all kinds of stuff. But like you're wanting to be prepared for that, to have a foundation of like, hey, when I say like I do, like be better prepared for that, and go forward and have kids and not have the dad bod, right? That's what this is about. You know what I'm saying? Like the dad bod pandemic, dude, and you chisel away at this so that you can be that leader and not be that dad that's tired, it's full of energy, it's not stressed out and feels good, can go to the poolside with his kids, and like, they look up to him, and like those are big things, and
Mhm.
and when you go to your family events, like, you're talking about your brother and your sister, your mom, like really important, to like, wow, like you've made a lot of changes. But like I said earlier, like those decisions are a reflection of those changes, and those decisions aren't easy.
That's right.
So I think this is a great why, man, and a great place to start. So really love it. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
bro.
appreciate it. Thank you.
Anybody else?
I can go.
Cool. All right, Mike.
So I'm just gonna kind of read mine.
Yeah, go for
Pull
it,
it
man.
up here. So my big why has always been my kids and just being able to basically be there to support those around me. I feel like my kids deserve the best version of me, and my goal is to make sure that they know that their dad's not only mentally tough but physically as well. Good eating habits and regular exercise are going to be the core principles I adapt this year. This version
Nice.
of myself will carry on to accomplish more than I ever dreamed possible, which in turn will create opportunities for my kids that will change the trajectory of my descendants forever. Discipline and sacrifice are the characteristics that are going to make this possible. Settling for anything less is doing nothing but a disservice to myself, my kids, and the people who look up to me now and in the future. I deserve this, and I owe this to those counting on me.
Wow,
That's
bro,
awesome.
love that. Love that. Phew, I got chills. Look at that. That's great. I really love how you just tied that in to the last part, with your kids, and like,
Nice that he includes himself in there too. I mean, you gotta, it's awesome.
it's great.
Thanks, guys.
Not settling for anything less, like even like it's like doing injustice to your kids. Like, dude, that's freaking great. And the fact that you're saying, I deserve this. I'm giving
Right.
myself permission.
Right.
I am giving myself permission to do this. Like,
That's
dude,
awesome.
that's great, man. That was a great why.
I appreciate it, guys.
Yeah, that's kick ass. Thanks for sharing.
Awesome.
Yeah. Um, you want to do you want to share? Anybody else want to share? you want to share your TJ?
Silence. I can, but you'll have to pull it up. I can't. I don't have it with
Oh,
me,
you're on
obviously.
your phone too, probably. Huh?
Yeah.
And even if you can't fully read it, I mean, even if you want to like just if you got something that you can you see? Can you see that?
Kind of. I'm trying to pull it up without bouncing off my screen here.
I think it's on the app. I think you sent it to me in the app.
Yeah, I kind of just talk about my whys in this one. I say there's only 16 to start with, but then there's also other ones in there. Of course, my kids, my 6 adult children now, I'm being an example for them, and 9 grandkids now, which the youngest, Austin knows pretty well.
Mhm.
And I just want to be around long enough to see them get up to age, and some of
Right
them are
on.
getting up there in the teenage already, and want to be able to come back up that way later on after I'm down here with my parents for a few more years, and see them in soccer and everything else. And but that's kind of what I go into there next. I just want to live longer and play harder. And when I've been in that situation before where I've been in really good shape just in the last few years, and then I started getting out of it again, and I stopped CrossFit back in October. It doesn't take long when you don't adhere to the lifestyle, that got you there in the first place. And
Yep.
so started losing some muscle mass and started gaining some gut there. So, but I see a lot of other people, with health problems at work that are a lot younger than me. Some of it's not attributed to, it's just hereditary, but some of it's their diet and the way they're smoking or, their habits. So
Hmm.
that's not going to be me. And but I got to throw the gym back in there, and that's my why. Why not? Like you say, just go to the gym on my own. Well, I've always been a team type person at work. Even I like to be on teams and lead teams and help teams, and whatever. I just function better that way. Even though I'm like to be on my own a lot too, like hunting and everything. I like that time to myself. But this team atmosphere would give me the uh, like you got accountability partners now, James
Hmm.
and me. And, that just adds to it. And I don't want to be the one holding somebody else back. I want to be able to be that role for other people's in the group and myself to see how I'm progressing and having the coach to do that. And Austin's been my coach before years ago when after I went through the divorce.
Hmm.
And I was not eating right, the stress, and I lost a lot of weight back then. I think I got down to 190, which I haven't been like that since just when I first joined the Air Force many, many years ago, 85, 86.
Oh yeah.
So anyway, kind of like just throw a bunch of stuff out there. But and I like my last little thing. I also want to be attracted to a sweet lady, when I
Yeah, there we go. That's
in
a
the
good
future,
why.
But
You ain't
yeah, I
gotta
mean
lie to
because
Heck yeah.
I want to be able to offer something to somebody else, too, and not to be happy to. That's kind of important, I mean, physical attraction
Absolutely.
Oh
and
yeah.
chemistry. So yeah.
I love it. That's great. Thanks for sharing. Yeah, I think most of you know, but maybe some of you don't. CJ is my dad, so he he's
I
a
am.
you are, yeah. But he's a hardworking guy. I love that. You've always tried to take care of yourself for the most part. I mean, even inside this app, guys. Like, how old are you again?
I'll be 56 March 1st.
Dude, no excuses. You guys, you got to see his side of it. Like, he's lighting up everybody in this app. 13 people inside of this thing right now. He is. He is. I mean, his stats are just like clicking everything. He's getting it all done, and it's no lie because his Rimpo scale and his Apple Watch are all lined up, right? So it shows you what he's doing. He can't cheat. You can't cheat the system, but he works really hard. And he's like you said, he's always been a team player, and he has that leadership quality, just like we all seek to have. But I love that you want to be, again, for your grandchildren. Like that's a generational thing. Like, man, look at my grandpa. Look at my grandpa. Just look at my grandpa. Like he's so in shape. Like it inspires people. Like that's generation. And
Like that's hero stuff.
it is, right?
It is.
And and wanting a partner and feeling attractive at 56. I know some guys that it was just like, hey, like I just like Jason, working with Jason, he's in his 50s. Like, dude, dropped 40 pounds, got off all that medication. Like, dude, his wife was like, like they're just like, same with um uh Jackson, is it Jack? No, Sean. Sean, the same thing, like in his 40s, same thing, like got in really good shape and found somebody. Like it was great. Like the same with Austin Peterson. He dropped a bunch of weight, dude, chubby his whole life. I got to show you some photos, and he'll vouch for this. But he's been chubby his whole life, and up until he met me 2 years ago, we hired me, and we got him together got him on the Chisel Solution, got in the best shape of his life. Finally, got himself a girlfriend, and he was just like he felt confident. That was the thing. He felt confident enough he could finally do that. And same for you. Like like there's nothing like feeling like, hey, like I want to feel attractive, and I want to have that grit and yeah. So and to be able to woo a lady at 56, like I still got it, so I know you got it, that's for sure. So yeah, thanks for sharing. Yeah, I got a few other
22 minutes in.
What's that?
We're 22 minutes in.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, this thing goes for like doesn't this go? It goes for like 40, I think. Yeah, I got Austin's, Brett's, Matt's, John's, Todd's. So snooze you lose. But again, we got all these whys. I'll get these whys, posted in our chat with everybody too, so your accountability partner will have it. I'll have it for the homework. Yeah, so y'all know your accountability partners. So, but I'll have some homework for you guys to do as well. But yeah, so I just want us all to kind of be able to share that with each other, to know that there's something bigger ahead, right? So yeah, I think I've shared my why with everybody, but I have it posted in here too. I think I gave it all to you guys for examples. But even as I was rewriting my why, my why had started like way long. Like it's crazy because the more you develop your why and the more you mess around with it, you'll realize how much it'll develop and how much like deeper you'll go into your why. Because like you're like, hey, I spent some time where I was riding your ass, so I was like, hey, get your why done, or else you're doing a lot of push-ups instead of, and whether it was, that's peer pressure, right? But I just want you to know that that can develop. But like I was just redoing mine when you guys were doing yours, and it just took me back all the way to my childhood, and I'm like, holy cow, that's where that comes from. Like I grew up in special ed. I got put in special ed when I was a little kid, all through elementary school. Special ed, like real special ed. Not like, oh, you go to the other classroom, you take it. I was in full special ed. I rode a short bus. They picked me up at my house, everything. Why? I don't know. They must have got something wrong. But that ruined a lot of my self-confidence. I had a lot of doubt in myself. I thought I was thought I wasn't normal like everybody else. I thought I wasn't smart. I thought I was stupid. I thought a lot of things because I was in a classroom of people that I didn't understand. Like, I'm like, why am I in here? And then I would go to another classroom, the real classroom with the real kids, and a teacher would come sit next to me. And I would go there to be part of class, and then I would leave. And when I got dropped off at my house on the short bus and everybody rode the big bus, I had to run inside because I want nobody to know I rode the short bus. So that like developed a lot of insecurity in me as a kid that I didn't even realize until I was writing this why. But that followed me all the way through my high school career. I was a really, really small kid. So that, again, another thing that affected me. I was 98 pounds all the way up to my junior year, right? Very, very tight, 100 pounds maybe. I was very skinny, very small. I looked like I was 12. And my dad can vouch for that. I didn't start working out until like my junior year. I didn't even have my first girlfriend, right? Until I was a senior. I spent the whole junior year just going to the gym. I wasn't reading a bunch of articles. I was just going to the gym and complete nutrition. I spent the whole summer by myself, just going to the gym every day. And I came back that senior year. People didn't even recognize me. Now I'll post a photo. I'll show you guys a photo. I wasn't like stacked, but I was like, I looked good. Like I was like, people were like, holy cow, what happened to skinny Austin? And I wear cutoffs. I wear cutoffs. I was like, yeah. But that built so much confidence in me, and the way people wanted to talk to me, like nobody wanted, like, that guy's a loser. I literally got bullied because of it. And I was a loser. I got like put in trash can, you name it. And people didn't want to be friends with me because they thought I was weird. And I had all these problems. And by the time I did that, I had felt this confidence in me. And I was like, yeah. And I had friends and I got my first girlfriend. And I was like, people wanted to hang out with me. I'm like, all because of this? And whatever you can call it, I want to get into nitty deep grip, knee deep stuff of it. But like, I'm like, wow, like it made me adopt an identity. And I felt like nobody could buy that. Nobody could buy that. Nobody could give that to me. Nobody could have done anything with that. They couldn't buy it, give it to me, pass it down, take a pill. I did all of that work. And I was so proud of myself for the first time in my life. And when I got out of high school and all that, did some other things, but for the most part, I still continued working out. And eventually I went on at like age 21 and got my personal training certification. And I was so like, I made that investment because I was like so proud. Like, I was like, I want people to know and have that same confidence that I have. I want to instill that in them, I want to instill that in them. And I want them to be able to feel what I feel when I go to the gym and when I get results like this, because you can't take that from me, right? And then, fast forward, like 5 years later, 6 years, 6 years later, I'm like 25, 26, whatever. I have a kid for the first time, and I've been in shape my whole entire life. And that's a whole different story. But then I had gone through a big split up. And again, it's really hard. Like, you go through split up, I was engaged before and all kinds of stuff. And when you have a new kid that's 2 and you have a split up and you're going through that at that young of age, it's hard. And that was my outlet. And I didn't go back to that. And I put myself in all these other things, these vices, like, freaking eating wrong, drinking, pornography, you name it, all that stuff. And I've developed these habits, and I adopt this identity, and I literally, your reflection of your decisions and a byproduct of your environment, I literally created a dad bod. And I've shown you guys the transformation. If you haven't seen it, it's probably why you're working with me. But that is where I came with this whole like, dude, this dad bod pandemic mindset bullcrap. Like, but from there, that's where this dad bod thing came from life. And I spent like just 6 months straight just redeveloping all these habits and structure and hiring coaches and mentors and getting developed and diving into the education and the science and yada yada yada. But I developed and chiseled away at an old version of myself so I could adopt this new version. And that's where I had started basically up until 2 years ago, the chisel solution, 90-day chisel solution, which is now what you guys are doing. But that's how all that came to this. That was my why, right? And my why's developed a lot. Like it's, because of my son and my children. And like, I want them to know that I'm a hero for them. And that like, I'm not the dad on the block that's, just fat and lazy, like I don't just come home and drink a beer and I sit by a TV. No, like I'm motivated, I'm ambitious, like I'm their hero, I'm a badass, I'm in shape, like I'm positive, like I do all these things and I lead and I outwork all the other damn dads, you know? And that was my why. And that was really important to me that I did that because I knew those reflections and those decisions and those habits that I brought to my block, to around my son, around other people, that my son was going to see that my children will see that, and they will go, my dad's a badass, my dad's my hero, right? And then one day when he keeps developing himself and herself and all their selves, because there's more to come, they will want to do the exact same thing, and they won't want to go back to because everybody be tested. But that's my why, right? So that was my why. And yeah, so just want to share that. But yeah, I appreciate everybody sharing their whys and being vulnerable and just honest and being on this call tonight and taking that step to wanting to, again, chisel away and become a 2.0 version of yourself, adopting this new identity in self and with your body. Change your body, change your mind, change your world. Starts with the body. Always starts with your mindset. It's one thing. You can do it. You won't do it for long. Your body will set motion for everything you do. So I'm just really proud of you guys, and I'm honored to be. I'm honored to have you guys to be on this call, to be in this coaching program, and to be as committed as you are. Like it means a lot to me because this is what I do. This is part of my living. This is like what I love to do. And you guys make it worthwhile for me to be able to serve you. And it just means a lot to me that you guys show up and you put in this work and you put in these letters and you do the work. And I know you're not always going to be perfect. And then I'll call you out or, you coach or yell at you, whatever. But like, I'm really impressed by you guys and I love doing this. And I love that you guys just keep showing up. So, and I really appreciate all your hard work that you put in for each other and for this, and for your goals. So.
Sweet, bro.
Sweet.
You're good, man.
Thanks to you too.
Yeah, this was a
Put all
super
the work
powerful
in for
call.
us.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, you bet. Too bad for everybody else that missed the call, losers. I'm just kidding. Yeah, anybody got any other questions or anything? I'll have homework and stuff and all that posted by sometime tomorrow. But yeah, so does anybody else got any other questions? We've got about 7 minutes here. So if you need to log off, you're more than welcome to. But
Oh, I have a question with the those cardio options.
mhm.
When it starts, I'm not sure if maybe it's the way it is, but like on the app, it shows there's supposed to be a 90-second break between everything, but the app kind of just runs all the way through. The voice thing kind of just goes from each one to each one. I don't know if maybe it's just the mobile app that's doing that, but I kind of run through the whole thing without taking the 90-second break.
Yeah, you want to take that break. We were just talking about that last Tuesday when we were doing a session, and yeah, I need to actually.
Is there any way to pause it?
I think there is. I don't know if you just saw this, but it said Austin Croghan completed a workout. I literally just created myself a personal account so that I can be in the world with you guys because I need to figure out some of these things that you guys are having problems with because I didn't experience that before in a group format. So yeah, thanks for bringing that to my attention. So I don't know. I actually said last week on Thursday I was going to check into that. Um, I'll put that in here right now, just underneath this, because I got to post this anyways.
I will say though, I'm extremely exhausted at the end of it though,
Oh yeah.
without the break.
Um, yeah, so I'll fix that, and I know that um, yeah, it should stop. Yeah, it should stop. But yeah, you should definitely take you should take a rest. So you'll do it one time through, and then I mean, there's going to be so much exertion there um, that you should be able you should rest because your heart rate's probably like a buck 80 by then. So
Yeah, I don't have like, you know, with my kids and everything and the way the pass has been, like I've and I got a flight Wednesday and I have to do some escort duty tomorrow, so like gym's going to be out of the question. So like, you know, and it's been out of the question for quite a bit of days, and so I don't have. I bought dumbbells, I bought a kettlebell or a kettle thing. Um, so I've been able to kind of handle the stuff at home now. Most of the exercises I can do, but I don't have a sled.
yeah, yeah,
So what's a good replacement for a sled exercise, like the sled push?
yeah. So what's great about even the metabolic resistant training that you guys do, like even that section, I know what you're talking about. A lot of that stuff you can actually do from home, except for like the battle ropes and the sleds and things like that. But you can modify that, so you can do like mountain climbers. You can do you can even put some wet towels together. Like it sounds crazy, but you don't need to do that. But you just grab some weights and do this. Um, but if you get some wet towels and put them together and you do that, it's actually literally the same thing. I've done it. So if you have a hard floor, if you have a plate, a 45 or a 35-pound plate, if you have a hardwood floor at home, you just put a towel, lay a towel out, and you put it on there, and you can go back and forth. It works phenomenal. It can even work on carpet too, depending on what type of one you have. Um, the heck is the program? Why is this not popping up? Yeah, so did that make sense?
Yeah. So mountain climbers, the wet towel. Can you explain that again? The wet.
Yeah, so
So
if you
just
put together a bunch of wet towels, like 3 or 4 long ones, um, you can just put them around a pole or a weight or something, and or like a those thing. What are those? The things that hold up your house in the middle. You know what I'm talking about? Like what are they called?
oh yeah.
Support beam.
Support beam. Yeah,
Yep.
thanks. So a support beam, and then you just go back and forth with them, and do them from your knees. And I tell you right now, it'll kill you. Like it'll knock you out. But I will say this: if you get a pair, they're they're super cheap. They're like $25 on Walmart or Amazon. You can get a short pair of battle ropes, or use some chains. You can use chains. Like it sounds crazy, but um, yeah. I'll get that fixed, but just can you do me a favor and just I have that part in the note to fix the cardio section, but can you just message me on the app and say tell me the modifications you need so I could put it in your program?
Oh, okay, like exercises.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because we got like 1 minute before this thing logs off. So yeah, 90-second rest.
Yeah, no, not the chiseling cardio, the ones that are like option for day one, like that one that's the option ones.
Oh,
30
okay.
seconds, 25 seconds.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
It was
TFC.
option one. Option one, the circuit of 5 rounds, and when you hit start now, it just goes through 5. And as soon as you're done with the battle rope burpee, it tells you to start alternating right away.
Okay. Oh, actually, I see. Okay, I see what's going on. 25. Okay, there is no rest. I can change that. That's easy. Okay, I'll fix that. Well,
Is there
cool.
supposed to be? Yeah, because it says in the notes with 90-second rest in between.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that. I'll fix that. Yeah, so but hey, message me in there so we know that I can message me personally so I can modify that on your thing with what you have, and then we'll go from there. And anybody else that needs modifications,